Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine, and first off, I want to talk about the title of today's video. The title of today's video is Anti-Racism. You are doing it wrong. And the truth of the matter is that you are not doing it wrong. There is no such thing as doing anti-racism wrong. So before we go any further, let's just talk briefly about what anti-racism is. Essentially, it's no longer okay just to not be a racist. We need to take action in order to help to make changes happen in this world. Please excuse my very official note that is written with crayon on one of my son's drawings. But I just wanted to make sure that I didn't lose my train of thought as I chatted about all of this stuff today. And I hope you don't mind, I'm also going to fold laundry while we chat. So I participated in a dialogue with Tiffany Jewell today, who is the author of a book called This Book is Anti-Racist. And she is just a fantastic individual. And I learned a lot today. So one of the take-home points for me this afternoon was that you're never too old to start. She talked about a lot of young leaders, like some kids who were 6 years old when they started trying to make a difference in this world. And there are a lot of amazing people out there, a lot of amazing people. But just because you didn't start at 6 years old or 10 years old or 14 years old doesn't mean that you can't start now. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference. And I think that that was a really important message, because I think that some people just say, well, oh, you know what, like this doesn't affect me. It's not part of my job. This isn't my work, but it is your work. It's everyone's work. And I just really liked that she was acknowledging the fact that it is never too late to start doing this kind of work. With everything that has happened this past year, well, I guess a little bit more than a year now, when it comes to the anti-racism movement, there have been a lot of good things that have happened this past year. A lot of not so great things, but a lot of good things too. So there has been a new platform that has essentially been created in this weird kind of way. And over the past year, I would say that I've been trying to use my voice and my power and my privilege more. One of the things that I did was during the month of February, which was Black History Month, every day of the month, I featured Black individuals who were Canadian or who had lived in Canada at one point or another. But when I was doing this work, I made a mistake and I used the wrong wording. I own it, I acknowledge it, and now that I have learned that I used the wrong wording, I totally see the error that I made. So I'm going to tell you what I did. I had said that one of these individuals was a slave, and I was corrected by someone on my Instagram platform who very, very kindly messaged me and said, it's not slaves, it's enslaved persons. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, of course it is. Of course it is. But I didn't have the right words. I didn't know that, but now that I do know that, I completely see it. And at first my reaction was to say, okay, like I'm not going to do this. I'm not doing a good job of it. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to upset anyone. And then I realized, like, no, it is my job. It's my job to use my privilege and to use my power to try to help to make this world a better place. So even though I did it wrong, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing the work. And the reason I'm sharing this story with you right now is because when Tiffany Jewell was doing her presentation today, she was talking about the Indigenous peoples as well. And she, rather than saying Indigenous people, she said the Indians. And it was actually a 16-year-old girl who interrupted her in the middle of her presentation and said, like, excuse me, it's actually not Indians. We don't say Indians, we say Indigenous people. And this is someone who has been doing anti-racist work for a very, very long time, and who's been trying to make this world a better place for a very, very long time, and who cares deeply and intensely about marginalized groups. But she's not Canadian, and in the States, they have different language than what we have here in Canada. And I think that we have come a long ways in terms of the reconciliation, and maybe they haven't made it quite as far in the States, but just hearing her, I don't want to say mistake, hearing her use the word Indian and then be corrected by a 16-year-old girl made me realize that, yes, even though I also made a mistake when I was doing that exercise during Black History Month, it's okay. Because we don't always have the words, we don't always have the language in order to be able to communicate what it is that we want to communicate. But the whole thing is that as we progress and as we move forward with these movements, so reconciliation and anti-racism and so many more things, the more that we move forward with these things, the more language becomes commonplace, and the more people know about it and then have the words and the language in order to be able to communicate what it is that they want to say. So even though we don't necessarily know what to do or what to say, it's important to still speak up. So if you are ever witnessing any type of racism, then stand up. Even if you don't know what to say, just interrupt it at the very least. Let people know that it's not okay, that you don't agree with it, and that you won't stand for it. Because the more that we do that, the more that is going to help to decrease the likelihood of racist remarks occurring. Okay, and the last thing that I want to touch on, and I kind of talked about this at the beginning, was power, this whole idea of power. And being a white, middle-class individual, I have a lot of privilege. And I really do believe that it is my job to use my power and to use my privilege. Because you have two opportunities when you have power. You can either help to lift other people up, or you can hold them down. So what is the choice that you're going to make? The world is not going to become a better place if we keep holding other people down. But if we continue to lift each other up, and there was a really great analogy that Tiffany Jewell mentioned, was that we're all swimming in the same lake. Okay, so some people are in boats, some people are on Sea-Doos, and the objective is for everybody to get to the other side. And if we offer a hand and we help someone up into our boat, then that's a really fantastic opportunity. We're giving them power, we're giving them courage, we're sending a message saying, like, let's do this, we are all in this together, let's get to the other side of the lake. And I know that for me personally, as a two-mom family, and obviously as a lesbian, I have really appreciated it when other people have done the work for me, because it's not always easy to stand up for yourself, but when other people are willing to stand up for you and do that work, it really makes a tremendous difference. And I'm very fortunate because I can walk through this world without people having any idea that I am a lesbian. But people who are a visible minority do not have that same opportunity and that same privilege. So I just really feel strongly that this is my job, that this is my work, is to do anti-racist work and to help other marginalized groups, because so many other people have done it for me, and now it's my turn. It's my turn to give back. And that takes me to my last point, which Tiffany Jewell mentioned, which is this idea of keeping the door open. So yes, I'm 38 years old, but just because I am 38 years old doesn't mean that I am too old to do this work. And it is my job to make sure that I'm doing the work to keep the door open and to hold it open for future generations. Because let me tell you, there are some incredible teens in this world, some absolutely incredible teens who are doing phenomenal work. So if I can just hold the door open long enough and do the best that I can, they're coming in. They are coming in fast, they are coming in strong, and they are powerful young individuals. They really are. Okay, so that's basically it. Do the work, put in the effort, use your power to lift other people up, and as cheesy as it may sound, let's make this world a better place. Thank you for watching today. If you have any thoughts or comments, I'd love to hear them. Toss them in the comment down below and I will make sure that I read them. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and for everybody who has done so much work. Already, thank you. Thank you. All right, have a good one, everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.